Today we're going to be doing intermediate. I'm going to show you traditional grip and I'm going to show you bend. This is Clayton Skinner. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Beat. Hey there, and welcome back to the basic rhythmic theory section. I'm Clayton Skinner, and today we're going to be doing 16th note subdivisions. So a 16th note is what happens when you subdivide an 8th note. Now, the 16th notes would be the notes obviously between the 8th notes. If you were to cut an 8th note in half, you would then have two 16th notes. So, the 16th note, the way you count that, it would be the E's and A's between the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it sounds like 1E and 2E and 3E and so on and so forth. Now, going back to the whole note, remember the whole note was a note counted with 4 counts or 4 quarter notes. So if you were to divide that whole note into 16th notes, you would have 16 16th notes. So you can kind of see the number of a pattern of numbers developing here, where you had the 1, you had the 4, 8, 16. So obviously the next one would have to be, I'll let you figure that out. So now we're going to count this out. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clap out on each of the quarter notes. So there's going to be 4 quarter notes. But between each of those quarter notes, we're going to have our 16th notes. So remember, for each clap, there's 4 notes. So it sounds like this. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and If you were to do another bar after that, remember, the first beat has to be 1. So it sounds like this. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and Another way for me to count it would be to clap on all the 8th notes while continuously sing the 16th notes. So just like before, I'm going to clap out the 8th notes instead. So I'm going to clap 8 times and put all the 16th notes between it. 16th notes, remember, being your E's and your A's. So this goes like this. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and Now remember, if you were to do 2 bars, the first bar, again, has to be 1. So, sounds like this. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and So remember, with those 16th notes, it's important you have to place them between the 8s. And those 16ths and 8s have to be placed properly between the quarter notes. Everything has to round out, everything has to be smooth. So going back, let's review. The 16ths, the 8s, and the quarter notes can all relate back to the whole note. Remember, when you have one whole note, you have 4 quarter notes, you can have 8 8th notes, you can have 16 16th notes. They're all relatable. Everything in music is related. So that's it for this episode and our 3-part series on basic rhythmic theory. Make sure you check out our other videos and sections regarding rhythmic theory. It gets a lot more complicated than this. So I'll see you there.